We are here at Collision 2024 here in Toronto, and Brittany Quimby and I are going to talk a little bit about what we've seen, what kind of interesting stories we picked up on, and all the amazing marketing tips that she and I have heard so far here. Can't wait to share those with you. Hello and welcome to Swaay.Health, where we bring you the most interesting stories and trends from the brightest minds in healthcare marketing. I'm Colin Hung, and I'm going to be joined by my colleague Brittany Quimby to talk about what we're learning here in Toronto at Collision 2024. Let's get to it. Brittany, welcome to the program.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It's so fun to be in person. You and I are, even though we live in the same city, we're very rarely in person. And we're here at a conference too.
I know, I was going to say, we're very rarely together in Toronto, so
Yes.
that's a first.
So we're here at the Collision Conference.
Yeah.
It's 2024. It's sweltering outside, which
So
is
hot.
which is amazing for Toronto. But we're here because we were very interested in some of the sessions and some of the companies that are here. So what's your first impression of this year's Collision so far?
Yeah, it's, I think as we've talked about, it's a little less busy than we've seen in the past, but it is still a cool vibe. You know, they have that festival vibe that they're going after. So, it's nice, you can kind of pop into a session or a stage as you want to, and then kind of mingle in between some of the exhibitor booths. So that's a really cool aspect of the conference.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that about this conference is the stages are open and everyone's there. I also like the fact that a lot of the startups, they're just pre-configured booths. They don't actually have anything there other than a sign, which makes it very affordable, but it makes sure that everyone's on equal footing. No one has a really super fancy booth unless you paid for a partner booth. But anyways, it's very fun, and there's some pretty interesting companies that I'm looking forward to checking out for the rest of this week.
Yeah, a lot to take in. There's a lot of them, so good luck.
So Brittany, we went to a few of the sessions already. Which of the sessions really stood out for you, or was there a particular message that you're going to take away from them?
Yeah, so we went to a session on storytelling as your superpower, which I thought was interesting. It ties into what we do at Swaay as we're trying to tell stories, within the healthcare marketing sphere. But one of the things, they talked about that I thought was interesting is that storytelling has to be sticky. And, there's some people who subscribe to enragement equals engagement rule of thumb, and, while it gets you clicks, it's definitely not sustainable. So, we're really trying to focus on how to educate, inspire, and entertain your audience, which I thought was a great kind of rule of thumb to take with us.
I really enjoyed that session. I thought the great tips there, especially around the engage and rage comment. I liked the session that we listened to around SEO, and he was talking about like the new SEO around the new search from Google. And one of the things that he said was that long tail searches are actually where the money is. And what he meant by that was in the old days, long tail searches meant like 4 or 5 search terms. Now it means 7+ words. And what he was saying is that for most buyers and most people who are searching for B2B type solutions, they're typing in 7 words into Google to find somebody. And so what he was saying is basically you should invest in those long tail keyword searches, not the short ones. So not so much like how do I get an Instagram or how do I get a large following? No. It's like how do I, as a multinational brand with 6 languages, get onto Instagram? Like those kinds of searches are where true buyers are going. So he basically was saying, don't ignore those long tail searches.
Good tips.
Yeah, that was a very good tip. So in general, I've really liked that kind of session. Are there any others that maybe you're looking forward to, or any other things you're hoping to learn while you're here?
Well, one of the things that I want to, learn more about is how some of the companies are engaging on social media. One of the points that I've been hearing a lot is that you don't have to be on every platform. So, everybody's talking about TikTok, as, I know it's a great place that, young folks are going to, Gen Z are going to, but one of the tips was you don't have to be on every platform. You don't have to be on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all of them. It's try to focus on where your audience is and then rinse and repeat. So, build it up there and then rinse as repeat as you can. So I think that's such a good message for us as marketers because it is daunting to try and be on every platform. So really hone in on where your audience is and then go full bore with that.
Yeah, I think that was a really nice message to say, hey, listen, you don't have to be on every one of them, but you've got to be pretty consistent on the ones that you do choose to engage on. And I keep forgetting that because I'm all like, oh, we got to go on this platform, we got to go on platform. I'm still not fully on TikTok, but after today, I'm like, maybe I don't have to be.
I think it's okay.
It's
I think
okay?
it's okay. Yeah.
Mostly because I can't dance, but that's another whole other story.
I mean, you can.
So I'm looking forward to as well, just connecting with some of the companies that are here. I'm always interested to hear what sort of new innovations, what new digital health or healthcare companies there are.
One of the things that was interesting that I heard, I'm interested in your perspective, is AI. So at HIMSS and Vive and all the conference that we go to, I'm sure coming up at Health is everybody's talking about AI. And I think we heard similar sentiments here as to AI that we're hearing at those conferences, is that AI is great for that ideation phase or that research phase, but really when it comes to telling a story or building content, it really doesn't have that human element. So to take it to that 9th degree, it just sucks.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to hear more about that and how kind of that whole AI story unfolds.
Yeah, it's definitely that's the case, which is pretty consistent with what we've heard of AI use in healthcare. I think one of the speakers put it best, AI is really good for generating ideas and generating content that you can then use to do what you really want to do, which is connect with your audience.
Yeah.
They go, AI right today, it is not capable of connecting with an audience.
Yeah.
It's capable of generating a lot of words, but their comment was basically when you see an AI generated comment, which seems to be a really big thing these days, because it's really easy to tell.
Yeah.
And if you try to generate real content, like a blog post or something like that, using totally AI, it's not going to sound...
Sticks out like a sore thumb.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's nice to hear that others are saying that, not just in our own industry, but just in general. So I think that's going to be good. Now, he did warn, who knows what's going to happen in 3 to 5 years.
Right.
But for right now, AI is mostly as a tool to get you to a point, not the end point, which I thought was pretty insightful. At the end of Collision, Brittany, what are you hoping that you're going to get out of being here at the conference?
I'm a big listener, so I do like to kind of lurk in the hallways or lurk outside of the sessions just to try to pick up any tidbit of what's going on in either the healthcare space or the tech space. So anything that I can take back to our team, take back to Swaay, and just try to utilize in our everyday procedures and processes is kind of something that I'm going to try to do.
Awesome.
What about you?
I'm looking forward to actually running into somebody who's not in healthcare, who I can learn a tip or two from and share with the Swaay community. So I'm on the hunt for anybody that's maybe doing something in the packaged goods space, or maybe the media space, or the content creation space, and hopefully I can learn a tip or two that I can share with our audience, because I think that's always interesting to me to take things from other industries and apply them to healthcare.
Well, and I definitely have to go and tell my brother that I was able to watch a session about Chris Jericho, a WWE wrestler who's now part of the All Elite Wrestling company.
Okay.
So he will be excited that I got to sit in on a session with him as a closet WWE fan.
That's going to be fun. Well, Brittany, this has been great. Thank you for coming to Collision. I know it's a pretty far drive for you, and hey, for doing this and sharing with the
Thanks for having me.
Hey, I want to thank my colleague Brittany for coming on camera with me and giving me her opinion on what she's seeing here at Collision. There's been so much here, lots to take in, and we're sure to have a lot more content for you, for those that are listening and watching this. And hey, if you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, please like and subscribe, and also head on over to Swaay.Health, that's Swaay with 2 A's, .health, where you can find more great content like this. I'm Colin Hung here in Toronto. Thanks for being here, and I'll catch you on the next video.